Hello, beloved. How are you today? Thank you so much for joining me today. I am Sable, and this is Feed Your Mind, Fuel Your Soul. I'm blessed. I'm grateful. I am in a good mood. It is a beautiful day, despite all the rain and the dampness. And yeah, it's a beautiful day. I could complain, but I got up this morning and I was able to function. I was able to be in my right mind. I was able to do what I needed to do for myself or my family. And there's no need to complain when you're able to do things that someone may not be able to do, right? So I stand in gratitude before you today, and I say, I am grateful because I am, because I can still move my body parts, and I can still speak and see another day, literally and figuratively, okay? So today is going to be another riveting episode segment of Visionary Views. I call it an episode, but it's not really an episode. It's a segment. It's a live stream that I created on stereo. And the people that show up there are super, super dope. They are very encouraging at times. But I'm not going to go there today because, like I said, I'm in a good mood. I'm feeling good vibes today. So I hope that you are too, okay? So we are having a return guest. Yay! Sparrow. SHAVON, aka Sparrow. Remember her? She did her first interview with us a few weeks ago. Well, she's coming back because she completed her album, which is, there are no words. It's indescribably beautiful. Okay, it's going to give you something to think about. It's going to give you a little something to dance to. It's also going to give you some vibes, some love vibes, some unity vibes, because she's about love and unity and community. She is many things. As well as a singer, she's also a activist and an advocate for domestic violence and women who survived as sex traffickers. She is a painter and a tattoo artist. She's a producer, and she is super, super dope. So she is sharing her amazing album with us today. So we will reintroduce her. I should say I will reintroduce her to you all today. And yeah, join the fun, join the conversation, okay? And we will definitely talk right after it is all over, okay? We are moving on into the segment. Here we go.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, mamas.
Hey, sis. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Good. I'm good. It's been a long day, but I am good.
Amen.
Amen. How's your day?
Yes. It's been good. I've been sketching. I got to work on a painting somebody ordered.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
Cool.
So I've just been sketching, just to get my hands loose. When it's specific paintings, I have to get in the mood. I'm usually like freestyling my paintings, so.
Okay. So do you have a like an idea in mind, or you just go with whatever comes to your spirit?
Oh, well, they usually when I paint like freehand or just whatever I'm feeling, I'll look for inspiration. I'll look up a lot of art, urban art, and then whatever like makes me feel a certain way, I'll try to mimic the painting.
Oh,
Like I'll
okay.
get, it'll inspire me to like, whatever picture inspires me, that's what I go off of. And then sometimes I just paint. Like if I see it in my head, then I'll just start painting. But the one that somebody ordered is a Sade painting.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you do actual portraits? Is it just it's your version of Sade, like an
Yeah, it's
abstract?
my interpretation of it.
Okay. Okay. That is cool. I love it. I wish I could paint like that. I used to paint when I was younger, but it got into sort of kind of only doing horses and scenery, and then I don't know why. And then I started doing abstract stuff, and that was basically it. And then I stopped for a while, so I feel like I lost some of it.
I love abstract. Abstract is,
Yeah.
you can be free. It's more, more freedom in it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that is very true. So I'm just testing everything to make sure that the sound is good. They were doing construction, so I'm hoping that they are finished because it is loud. So yeah, but other than that, I think we are good. I'm going to turn up my sound and say something so I can listen to your level.
Testing 1, 2, mic check. You are live on Visionary Views.
That's right, Sis Diva. Okay, so can you turn yourself up just a little bit?
Can I what?
Turn up your sound just a little.
Let me see. External microphone. I'm using the phone microphone. I guess I gotta hold it closer. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. Sometimes
so I just gotta hold it up.
Sometimes you can use the volume on your phone. That'll turn it up too, but sometimes they don't work. I don't know. Microphone apps are just funny. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. Okay, cool. Okay, good. So I am excited about this interview. I was waiting a couple of minutes for some folks to come through. But if you're ready to get started, we could just go ahead and jump right in.
Yes, ma'am. I'm ready when you are.
Okay, cool. So I've been listening and vibing to it. But before we get to that, because that's the good part. That's the good stuff. That's the juice. So before we get to the juice, we got to make them thirsty for something, right?
Right.
So you want to, before I do that, let me just let everybody know, thank you so much. You are listening to Visionary Views. I am Sable, and this is my special invited guest. She is returning to my show, gracing it with her presence. Her name is SHAVON, and they call her Sparrow as well. So thank you for joining me again, Sparrow. I adore you. Thank you so much. And we are going to talk a little bit about what you do, why you do it, and then move on into where we are at now. So just give them a brief overview of how you became Sparrow and what it is that you do and why you did it.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me back on your platform, on your show. I love you very much.
Thank you.
So my name is SHAVON, but I go by Sparrow. That's my artist name. I got my name Sparrow. Originally, they called me Songbird. But once, like the age of 11, 12, I started singing His Eyes on the Sparrow a lot. It just turned to Sparrow. His eyes on the sparrow. Like, you're the little sparrow. His eyes on you because you're always singing. So it kind of stuck with me. And I embraced it when I got older. I understood it more as I went through my trials and my tribulations. His eyes on the sparrow has always been a song of worship that I've always sang to encourage myself and just place myself in the presence of God to help me get through, life. So I'm glad to be his vessel. I have been working diligently. I just released my album July 10th, which was my birthday, called SPARROWSNEST. It's my first album. I produced several of the beats. I write all my music, so the music is written by me. I have some other people that produce some beats for me, but for the most part, I made most of the beats. But if anyone is interested in purchasing my album, they can go to any major platform, or you can just go to Google and type in SPARROWSNEST, SHAVON, SHAVON, and all the sites will pop up with my album on there. What I'm doing with the proceeds from my album is I'm using it to help individuals that have been in sex trafficking, domestic violence, and child abuse. The goal is I want to buy a property, a safe house for people that have experienced, those traumatic things, and give them the opportunity to start over in a safe place. And I want it to be like a farmland, so they can learn how to plant and just go back to basics, so they could be self-sufficient. Because I think that's important. The more self-sufficient you are, the less dependent you will be on other people and the government. And
I agree.
The earth heals you. So when you stick your hand in that ground, you're connecting back with your roots. And I just feel so much power in. I think we need to go back to the basics and get back to God and who we are as people. So that's my goal with the house that I know we will get on the farm. I'm claiming it. God put it in my heart. I'm already investing in it. Everything that I got is going to go towards doing that and making that manifest.
I love it. It sounds exciting, and it's definitely needed. The more safe houses, the better. It's a shame that we would need so many, but we need them. We need them all over the world. And I think that you are definitely doing your part and sowing the seeds that you need to sow so that you can make that come to fruition. And God has got you. So I know that that's going to happen. So, yeah, I'm excited about that.
Me too. He definitely has been faithful, and there's just so many issues that I have the opportunity to bring, to address and help, those that don't have a voice or don't even think that there's resources out there for them. I'm here to say, hey, this is available for you, or this is what we're going to do for you, or this is what you can go down this door right here, knock on this door, and they have what you need. It's so important for us to bring the resources and network with each other, because there's people in needs that are walking in the dark. They have no information. And that's the biggest thing. If they don't know, then they're going to stay stuck where they're at.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that is true. So a lot of your history has come from a place of darkness. Do you feel now that you're more enlightened and in a lighter part of your journey than you was before, or do you still feel like you're being challenged and trying to make your way out of the pit that you was in?
Well, in this season, I'm definitely walking up a mountain. I'm not in the valley in this season. I have, different cycles and different seasons. I've matured enough to embrace and understand that, I look at it like this. When you place a seed of a rose, a bud of a rose, or the seed, I should say, in the ground, it has to go in the ground in order to grow. So, if we can learn to change our perspective on darkness, that it's not really a bad thing, because even a child in the belly is 9 months in darkness before it's given birth. So I've been learning that there's beauty in darkness. There's beauty, in growing. It's uncomfortable. Yeah, you can't, you really don't know what's going on in your baby. But once you come out and you see the light and start understanding things, it gives you a better appreciation, But I definitely am climbing up a mountain and just putting in the work and doing my part in things and taking it a moment at a time, just being present and doing what I can do, not running too far ahead and not staying behind,
I can relate. Absolutely. Absolutely. So when we first started talking in our first interview, you spoke about how you found safety in the first time you heard the Eyes on a Sparrow song, but you also found yourself again because of everything that you've been through, and that you was lost and everything, but you found yourself again. Is that woman that you now know, is she getting stronger every day? Or is she still feeling, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I definitely am stronger, and just before it was more searching, and now it's like I'm here. I have arrived. Like I have arrived to this level, and I understand. I'm always in God's presence. Before I used to have to fight just to feel like, God, I need you. Where are you? But today God is present. I'm present with Him because God is always with us. It's us that, we have to find that connection. So the connection is strong today. I have a better sense of peace and a better sense of strength, and I'm more grounded. I love myself. I'm not so hard on myself, and it feels good.
Do you find that when you are, okay, so let's do a little bit of a scenario. It's been a stressed out day with long hours. You had a lot to do, dealing with people and dealing with the family and stuff, and you just couldn't find your balance. What do you do when you are in the midst of that kind of situation? Just full of stress.
Look, when I'm getting stressed out, my love, I just tell myself, okay, if it's something that I could walk away from, or, I'll walk away and leave. And if I can't, then I'll wait it out, press through, leave and go by the river. I always have to go by water. It just gives me a sense of peace, and I'll walk it off, or I'll sit down and just reflect on my day and, give God praise. Like, thank you that I'm alive. Thank you for all the things you brought me through. Gratitude has been a weapon for me to keep me focused, moving forward, and just in a positive, to fight off all the negative energy. Gratitude is the best weapon, praise, giving God thanks. And I've learned how to do that in the midst of the things that I was going through in the past. I praise God through that. So these minor things right here is just a little bit more easier now, because they're not what I've been through before. And I always use that scale, that weigh it out. Like, this is not that bad. It's okay.
Yeah, I think water is definitely a healer. I find myself having more conversations with God in the shower than I do anywhere else, because I don't know. I just feel like there's a cleansing going on. And it centers me. I do other things, too, music and dance and all that other stuff too, but I find myself a lot more covered or something. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's like a piece or something that it's something that's about the water. I don't know, but it helps me too. Yeah.
There's life in water.
Yeah.
Water makes everything grow. We sat in a sack of water for 9 months.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We definitely did. Okay, honey, we're going to take a little bit of a break. We got 2 calls. Let's see who this is. Okay, we have Cyber Shots. We're going to take them first, and let's go.
Red Sable, Sparrow, what's going on?
Cyber.
Looking forward to this interview. How you guys doing today? I hope everything's well. And yes, I love going to the beach and just listen to the waves. Sometimes I don't even get in the ocean. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, the lovely sounds of Florida in the background.
Thank you, Cyber Shots. I appreciate you. Cyber Shots is my partner with, we do this show called Digital Flowers. So he and I, and also Guru Warrior and DJ Lala. So we get together and we do that show. So he's very, very cool people. He does all kinds of crazy, loud sounding videos. It's hard to explain. It's like he's in a spaceship or something. I don't know. Okay. But it's very cool. He's very artistic. Okay, we have another call.
Shout out to the ladies on the panel. It's all good. Hey, love the energy, love the show. Let's get it in. Yay, yay.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate the whole Ice Cube little, what do you call that? Simulation of Ice Cube? I like that. That was very cool.
His little saying.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
So funny. So
what part of Florida is your partner from the show? What part
Cyber.
of Florida?
What part of Florida you're in, honey? I forgot. You know, I always forget. I don't know. I'm not a Florida person. I do have family in Florida though, from Kissimmee.
Kissimmee, that's like 3 hours.
Yeah.
From me.
Yeah, Kissimmee. So Cyber, when you get a chance, let us know what part you're in again, because I completely forgot. Oh, okay. Maybe this is him now.
Orlando. And if I'm not mistaken, Sparrow, you said you were from, what was it, Jacksonville or Tallahassee? Yes. Oh, man, I forgot. But yeah,
he's 2.5 hours.
Okay.
That's 2.5 hours for me, yeah.
Oh, cool. All right. That's not bad. It's not far.
Yeah, we often go to Orlando on the weekends.
Mhm. Yeah, he's good people. So let's go into, I don't want to get too much into the songs yet because I still feel like I want to make people wait. But I've been listening to it, and some of those, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. The video itself, the Have Mercy on Me video, you know how I feel about that video. That video just stole my heart and threw it somewhere. So I love that video and the fact that you had your kids in it. So let me go there. What made you have your kids in the video, and were they eager to do it? Did they want to do? Because sometimes kids want to do things and then they're like, oh no, Mom, I don't want to do that. So were they eager to do it? And what made you think of them? Okay.
Yes, my kids, they're very outgoing and just, whatever they put their mind to, I believe is because of, me encouraging them to be free, be themselves. So, if they say something, say what you mean. And my oldest daughter, she doesn't say it so much now, but she's more of a doer. So I let her know I was doing the video. I envisioned the video when I wrote the song or the poem months ago, like 8 months ago. And I had the vision. I'm like, okay, I want to do like a documentary style video, showing, the sex trafficking and child abuse and just things that I went through, my own experience. And I already had it in my mind, like, because my daughters look just like me. So I was going to, have my younger daughter play me as my younger self. And then my oldest daughter play me in my teenage years. And I mean, they did a phenomenal job.
They did. I was like, oh my gosh, look at these babies. I loved every second of it. It was beautiful. They did it very, very well. You would have thought they did it before. Did they?
No. And the thing is that, because I told them about it, and they kept asking me like, well, what exactly are you going to have me doing? I didn't want them to overthink it. I wanted it to be organic. So, on the day of the video shoot, I shared, like, when I was little, my oldest daughter knew about it. My youngest daughter didn't. And I told her, about being, I got raped when I was 4, and I just started explaining things to her. And I started explaining what she's going to be able to do, playing this role, that we're going to be letting other little kids know that if they've been, raped or abused, they can talk about it now. Like, they're not the only ones that are going through it. So my kids are activists, advocates for the right thing, and they, fight for, against bullying, against just injustices, period. They're very passionate about it, like me. So they jumped right in. I cried during the video shoot. I had to walk away a couple times. It was very emotional. Just the whole video shoot, really took everybody on an emotional roller coaster. There was, you know, I was happy, but it was very so raw, and it was a lot of uncomfortable scenes that we had to stop. And you know, my fiance actually played the role of the man, the abuser, and he was very uncomfortable playing that role himself. We had, you know, several talks about it because he had experiences in his life, you know, with his own family and stuff like that. So, you know, it touched everybody's heart, even from the videographer, you know, Poetic Lace, you know, his family, his parents, you know, domestic violence. And it's just something that is so common, but not really talked about because it's so painful.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
Oh, my goodness. Well, it is definitely worth seeing. So whoever is listening, check out her YouTube page. What's your YouTube page, honey?
My YouTube page is, if you go on YouTube, just type in SHAVON Ramos and it'll pop up. You'll see, if you type in SHAVON Ramos, Have Mercy on Me, it'll take you to my page. Let me look it up real quick because I had two. And I believe it's SHVN Legacy. That's the subscriber channel.
Yeah. I think that's the one I saw it on. I'm not sure.
My internet's slow, of course, but I will bring it back when it pops up.
But it's definitely worth looking for. It is a stunning depiction of a true story. And to have your kids play the role like they played it, I don't know. I just could not. I was like, it's funny because I was looking at it and then I was looking away. Then I was looking at it and I was like, no, don't do that. And I was looking away. So it pulled me in, and it just, like I said, it stole my heart and threw it away over there somewhere. So I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. I think that it's going to help a lot of people. And the fact that you have just another generation of your own being able to speak out and talk about something that is so dark and horrific is stellar. It's stellar because there's a lot of families who just don't talk about it. They don't bring it up. They're too ashamed for whatever reason, and they're afraid because they don't want to be judged by them. They don't want their own children to judge them. Like, do you imagine that? So, and I've had conversations with my kids about it when they were younger because they couldn't understand. Like, I have vision issues because of the beatings that I used to take. And I was at a party or something, and these little kids was coming up to me and they were saying certain things that, you know, kids are kids. So I had to sit them down and explain to them. And my cousin came over and she says, that's right, you tell them. Because this could happen to them. So I sat there and I told these little babies, they had to be no more than maybe 8 or 9 years old. And I had told them the situation, and I told my kids too. And they're very overprotective because they don't want that to happen again. But I keep trying to explain to them, you have to live your life. Don't live your life based on something that happened to your parents. So a lot of kids don't take that very well. So I'm saying all that to say this is that how are your children able to, do they see you differently? Are they overly anxious that something terrible is going to happen to them? Like, how well did they receive the news, the story that you had to tell them? And then you turn around and do this video.
Well, you have to remember, or you don't know. So, you know, during the years like of being sex trafficked, and I also before that went through domestic violence. So they were already like exposed, even verbally, even before I went through the domestic violence, the other season of my life. I always explain things to my kids because I wanted them to learn from me. You know, what good touch is, what bad touch is. You know, my mom is an advocate on safety. She went through a lot too when she was younger. She's very protective. So she's always telling my kids as well, don't talk to strangers. you know, we don't let you sleep over people's houses because this could happen there, this, because this has happened to us. So we just, you know, you didn't do nothing wrong, but we're protecting you. And, you know, when we feel, if we feel it's safe, yes. But for most of the time, it's like, no, you can't sleep over people's houses because we're not there. We don't know what's going on, and we'd rather you be safe. So they already were kind of used to, it was part of their safety routine. When I shared that part about sexual abuse, it wasn't so much new to them, but knowing like the extent of what a grown man would do to a child, just bringing that another level of awareness, I felt was important for them. So they took it serious. Like they listened, they received it, and then they were like, okay, we're on board with you. They're always on board. You know, okay, let's do this. Let's help spread the message, you know, and keep everybody safe.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love it. Okay, so you have 2 girls. You have a son too, right?
I have 4 boys. I have 6 children and 2 grandchildren.
Oh, you have. That's right. That's
my
right.
oldest. Right. I have 4 boys, 2 girls. My oldest is 25. That's Jonathan. My second oldest is Nestor. He's 20. Third oldest is Kayla. She is 19. And David is 17. Alexander is 14. And Samantha's 11.
Okay. Okay.
That's my
wow.
tribe.
Yes, that's a beautiful tribe. So I mentioned that because my question would be, how do your sons, because my son took it differently than my daughter. Did your son take it differently? Did your sons, I should say, take it differently than your daughters did?
My oldest son, I would say he had to deal with it the worst as far as seeing the post-traumatic stress. He witnessed a lot of the hard times that I was going through and coping with just the trauma period. He was, you know, my 3 oldest, I would say they had it a little bit more harder because they got to experience more of the hardship from the trauma. Now being older, they're just very supportive. They're very supportive, very understanding. You know, they have a lot of empathy with me and very protective. You know, we're all close. They're very protective over each other too.
Good. That's beautiful. That's a testament to the type of mom that you are. It's also a testament to the type of person that you are as well. So hats off to you. I like it.
I think God.
Of course. God
I'm grateful for them. They have been the anchor, you know, to my maturity and my persistence in wanting to do better, like never giving up. They have given me that faith and that hope, because I gotta pass that down to them. That's always been in the forefront of my mind. Like I have to leave them with some tangible, some real weapons, you know, some solid house that won't fall.
Yes, absolutely. A strong, solid rock foundation and an arsenal of weapons that can be used when they have to face hard times. And those weapons are not actual weapons. They're what to do when you are facing a moment, and how to pull from the strength, how to pull from the grace, how to pull from favor, how to pull from the weaknesses that you feel, and know that God is still with you. It's hard to explain that until you actually go through it, but it's the way we react to things. That's how our children follow us. That's how they learn. And if we start tripping after every little thing, then they're going to do the same thing.
Yeah, it's going to mimic.
Absolutely. So I tell my son that all the time. I tell my daughter that as well. She was a little bit more emotional than my son. I don't know why that is.
Because we women, we you know, us women are sensitive. We are emotional creatures.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I can't take it. Sometimes it's like, oh my goodness, oh, please stop it. But
and you know, that's why we have to first, for one, we have to embrace it because it's not a bad thing. We're sensitive
No, it's
spiritually.
not.
We're in tuned spiritually. You know, we're supposed to teach and you know what I'm saying? Like teach how to master our feelings and use them and channel them, you know, in the right way. We just haven't been taught that. So we learn it when we're older. But that's something that if we teach our children at a young age, we'll evolve a lot quicker and a lot further, you know?
Well, I'm still waiting for her to grow out of it. She's a mother. She has a son. My son is a father, so he has a son as well. I'm waiting for her to grow out of it. I don't think we ever do grow out of it, but at least tune it down. Just calm it down just a little bit. You know, you don't have to wow out every time we're in the supermarket. You know, just calm down. Like, what are you doing? Stop it.
She's like, hold them up, man. These mangoes ain't right. What the heck is wrong with y'all?
Yes.
Bring the right. She's outspoken. She just gotta find her lane where she can express herself like that.
Very outspoken. Oh my goodness. If she don't like something, she let everybody know she don't like it. And I tell you, okay, now when your son starts acting like that, don't say nothing. You can't, because you teach him how to do the same thing. So I don't know. So it's just funny to watch her. But I am always concerned about her because she's had some issues that she needs to address. I'm always concerned about her, and I think that's part of the reason why she's always so emotional and acting out. But let's move to
before you move forward, she might need to go to like yoga or like meditation class, or possibly like, you know, UFC like training, you know, just something where she can physically be physical, because some people can't let it out verbally. They got to be physically channeling that energy. So maybe she needs to get in, you know, something like that.
She tried yoga. I forgot why she said she didn't like yoga, but she loves to work out, and she also likes to dance. She loves to dance. She's also very artistic too. She's always drawing and designing some outfits or something. She's always doing that type of thing. But she's still just very moody. But I think, again, it's some other thing that's happening, and she just hasn't found a way to just tell me what it is just yet. So I'm being patient, but yeah, I think that's what it is. So I was listening to the album. I listened to it a few times. So like I said, I love it. There is a song in there that has a couple of rap verses with a young man's voice on it. Is that one of your songs?
Yes. So that's Brighter Days.
Awesome.
One of my favorites. I mean, all of the songs are so personal, and they're all my favorite, but I really love that one because I got to do it with my son and his best friend, which I call my son also Devin. So Nestor's my son and Devin is his best friend, but their artist name, Nestor's name is True Blue, and then Devin's name is Six. They had an opportunity to express their feelings during this time we wrote it, when the Breonna Taylor incident had occurred, and you know, all the rest of, you know, our people that got murdered by the police. So much frustration going on, and the news and the media and everything else, you know, and we didn't, you know, how do you express everybody was enraged, everybody was frustrated, and that we just took that opportunity on that song to, I told them, hey, now is your time to speak. This is your platform. Say how you feel. You know, we wrote the song like 20, 30 minutes. We wrote it and laid it down, the draft of it. I loved it. I was like, man, this is good. I'm going to take it to the studio. We're going to re-record it and do it, you know, when I do my album. So they were proud. They were happy. They performed it at the release party. I seen them shine so bright, and I just loved it. Like, it brought so much joy to me. They were proud. I got a song on my mom's album, you know.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yes.
That is beautiful. But yeah, I love it. I love the lyrics, and he was very strong, very confident in what he was saying. I know you're going to play a few snippets of some things, but we're going to do that a little bit later. I just wanted to get into a little bit of like the mindset and the stories and the journey, and how long did it take you to do the album? And
So the
when
album,
you were doing, okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can finish your question. I'm sorry, sweetie.
Okay. So yeah. So and when you was doing it, were you did you take your time, or did you feel like you was on some type of time frame and you had to get it all out? Because it sounded like you did take your time, because it started back from when we had the whole thing with Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. So there's so many gems in these songs. I just really was soaking it all up. So it made me wonder, how was the journey for you when you was writing each of the songs, and what inspired you?
So I did not have a recording studio at the time when I started to re-record again. I had lost everything, and then I started over. So I started writing again. I had lost all my music. I had got this one app on my phone. It's called BandLab, and it's free. I would look up instrumentals, and then whichever one touched me and inspired me, I would start writing, and it would always be whatever currently I was feeling or the current situation. I would express myself, and I just started to build a library of music. So I have a bunch of other songs that when I do my next album, I'll probably grab some from there and then write some new ones also. But I have a variety of songs, and I always write from a place of my heart that I feel like this is important. Everything that I do, I understand that words have power. So I always have in the back of my mind the intentions of delivering life, power, knowledge, just healing, peace. Those are things that I feel that's my duty to bring to the world, because that's important to me. We have so much music out there that will steer you on the wrong path, on things, material things and things that come and go. But the focus should be on family and being productive, like building a legacy,
right.
a business, just those things I think are beneficial for us. So I always try to stay on that lane and bring that out when I sing.
Okay, good. So let's see who this is. Cyber Shots has a question.
Sparrow, that's what's up. You have BandLab. What's your handle on BandLab? I'm on there too, but everything is private. But yeah, I use my vocals on BandLab. Yeah, that's what's up.
Let me go to that. I believe it's SHAVON Ramos. But let me just double check before. Okay. So it's actually Sparrow, and it's at Sparrows. That's SPARROWZ _nest_. So I have a lot of songs on there. I have some that are unpublished and some that are published.
Oh,
but those are rough drafts. They're not like studio. They're just on BandLab, But it's still good quality, And with that, with me, there's no such thing as the word no. Like, you can't tell me that I can't do something because I might not have what you have. I might not have a high quality, studio at the time. I have one now, but I didn't have it at the time. I was so hungry for it. I was willing to accept what was available until I got what I needed, and just work on my craft in the meantime,
Yeah.
Because it's better to be prepared than not prepared, and the opportunity comes and you miss it because you're not prepared.
Very true. Very, very true.
So,
okay.
I just wanted to share this, when I was making all my music, I had the intentions of, eventually doing my album, and I wrote down everything, my goals. I'm a visual person, so I always have to write things down, and it always manifests when I do it that way. It keeps me on track. And I asked God, this is what I need to, record this amount of money. These are the songs I'm going to put on there. This is what I want to do. I want to do 2 videos. And when I had the opportunity, when I got the finances, I invested everything that I said I was going to do into my music, into myself. And it felt good. And I got it done in 2 weeks. Well, 3 weeks, I want to say. I'll say respectfully, a month, everything worked together and came out. The video, the albums and
Okay.
you know the release party.
I do have to say that you can like, do you have a specific genre? Like if they wanted to categorize you, because you know that's what labels do. They want to put you in a certain category. Like this is your style, this is what you're going to do, and stay in there. What is your style?
Soulful.
Okay. Soulful.
I would say soulful,
okay.
neo jazz. I love jazz. Jazz is something that, and blues. Like I'm from Chicago, so I grew up on some blues. I didn't even know I was singing the blues. It was just a part of me. I got some pop, a little bit of everything, but more I would say soul would be like the top genre that I would fall into.
Yeah. So yeah, I felt that. I felt the neo soul. I felt the I felt the R&B. I also felt a little bit of pop. I felt the gospel. There was a song in there that kind of snuck up on me until I heard a couple of words, and I was like, okay, that's gospel. And so yeah, so I think that you have the ability to be able to do a multitude of genres, and I know that, you know, the world of entertainment and music will tell you you're not supposed to do that, but I feel like if you can and you're gifted and you are able to create music that people will feel, it shouldn't have to be just in one particular box. That's just the way I see it. So yeah, so so I also feel Latin soul too. You have a Latin song on there. I was like, yes, she did. Yes, she did do that.
That's actually a lot of people's favorite song. Like people started singing it at the release party. Like they caught on so quick. I had the crowd singing. I was like, oh hey, you know, that felt good.
Yes, I love that song. I love it. All right, honey. Let's see who is left a message. Who is this? Okay, this is Cyber.
Oh yeah, I hear you on that. I have so many beats. They're all rough drafts, like you said. That's why everything's private. But yeah, I get you. I got my studio up as well, and yeah, that's awesome that you do that. I mean, I'll make beats like for 2 months and forget about them, then go back to BandLab and be like, oh, okay.
Well, I think I need to get on BandLab and make my own beats. That's cool.
You can. And if you have Apple, if you have an Apple iPhone, GarageBand comes on there. It comes included in it.
No, I have Android. Android. Okay. They don't have it for Android?
I don't think so, because it's a Apple app.
Oh, I'll see that stuff.
No, but there's other apps that you can use that you can make beats, such as BandLab.
Yeah.
And Loops.
I've seen those. Who?
Loops. Loops. L-O-P.
L-O-O-P. Okay. Okay, I'll check that one, because there was a few of them that I tried and I was like, okay, this is too complicated. I can't. So yeah. So I'll look at Loops. Okay, so we're gonna go on to your overall message for the album. Is it to speak to women specifically, men specifically, or is it just to anyone who's had some type of situation with domestic violence or sex trafficking?
It's for everyone. It's for everyone. It's for those who have been through it and those who haven't. I know now today that my music is very impactful and it touches your heart, so it moves you. Whether you've been through it or you haven't been through it, you'll want to know. Like you'll feel what I'm feeling. You know, you'll get a taste of that, and it will light a little fire in your heart to want to know a little bit more and be more involved and engaged and, you know, helping out or just being aware, period. You know, watch out for your own kids so they don't go through it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I do. I love it. There's a lot of messages in it. There's a lot of storytelling, and the way you put everything together, it's magical, because I felt like it didn't feel like this was something that you just haphazardly threw together because you was trying to hurry up and and get it done. It felt like it was very, very thought out and very specific as to what you wanted to do. So when you started it, did you have a clear vision in mind?
I did.
Okay.
Even like with the song, the order of the songs, I wanted to start it off with a serious message and then show, my love side, like my heart side.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it also demonstrates, my versatility. I don't know if I said that right.
Yes, no, that's right. That's right.
That I can do it this way and I can do it that way. And these are all my skills, and I'm gonna just do me. I'm just gonna do me. That's all I can be. I'm not trying to get signed to no record. I'm not looking for fame. The only thing that I'm looking for is to touch people's lives with my music. And that's good enough. God provides everything else.
Yes, absolutely. I love it. So yeah, I did. I heard the love songs and stuff, and I thought, oh, that's so sweet. Love songs, that's beautiful. No, I did. I felt all of the energy. And you know what else I felt when I was listening to it? I felt like your generosity and your genuineness. You were very genuine. It didn't come across like he was just trying to impress anybody. He wasn't putting it on a bunch of all these tricks and stuff. He was just simply singing your heart. And that's what I felt. I also noticed that you was rapping in one of the songs. So are you going to be doing more of that? And or was that something that you put in at the last minute and thought?
No, I have a couple songs that I rap on, but I'm not a rapper, so I don't try to like promote myself as a rapper. But like if I'm listening to instrumental or a beat that somebody sends me and it comes out like a rap format, then I'll go with it. And I practice a lot to try to stay on beat.
Yeah, no, it sounded good. I was like, she is, look at her, poetry, spoken word, and now she's rapping. Oh my goodness. And let's not even talk about those high octave vocals. Oh,
I'm second soprano.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing because I don't know how else to explain it, but you have the ability to take your voice to a very mellow sort of club type lounge vibe.
Sade.
And then yeah, that's what I got when I was listening. And then you also can hear another song and you'll feel like, I don't know if they have a Latin Quarters down where you are, but over here Latin Quarters is pretty big. I don't know if they're still open, but it was
in
pretty
Chicago they have that.
Big.
The Latin scene, the Latin pop scene, we call it freestyle.
Yeah.
Heartthrob, Spanish heartthrob, like R&B and Spanish.
Yeah. So if there was a club called Latin Quarters, and they would have these big events each week, and they would invite like all these people and stuff like that. But it's really like a big club scene for performers and stuff would come out. So that's the vibe that I got when I listened to the Latin song, and I was like, I can see people rocking back and forth and dancing to this song. I just visualize the whole thing in my mind. So was that an intentional part of the album? Because it's like each song doesn't necessarily go together, but they fit like a puzzle, like this odd puzzle. Like you don't know why the pieces fit, they just do. Was that intentional?
They're all, it was just all a part of me. So when I formulated like the order of the album, the Latin one was a new one. I wrote that like 20 minutes and recorded it the same day.
Oh wow.
So
okay.
Yeah, because I was listening to the music. I didn't want everything to be so serious. I wanted to show a light side of me, and how I feel about love, and so I took that opportunity.
Okay.
So let it out.
I love it. I think it's really, really cool. And I think that you're fearless. You feel like, okay, I'm going to go out here. I'm going to make an album. I'm going to do a video. I'm going to paint a picture. I'm going to build some buildings. I'm going to do this. Do you ever get to a point where you feel like maybe these things are placed in your heart, you want to do them, but you don't know how you're going to do them? And do you become discouraged behind that, or do you just push past all of that and do it anyway?
It's a little bit of both. I've had moments where I just had to sit still, like, because it just wasn't time. Like, I understand it today, but back then it used to be so frustrating for me when I had all these feelings and emotions and I couldn't express it, and I couldn't put it in words, and I couldn't paint because I just had like a blockage, which I would, when I would get that way, I would resort to drinking or smoking, or just to medicate myself, because I'm like always moving around. I'm always doing something. I have to be productive, when it comes to like my music and the gifts that God has given me. If I'm not able to express myself through that, then it does make me discouraged. It does make me feel a certain type of way. But today I've learned that, I got to sit still. If I can't manifest it, then I need to sit still until the door is open. And sometimes sitting still is just therapy within itself. Like, it's just you and God, and you got to clear your mind. You got to empty yourself out. Sitting still, you can be crying, you can be praying, meditating, which is really what sitting still means to me. Like, just isolating myself. And I'm an introvert. I'm always by myself anyways. But when I get active and I'm around other people, I absorb a lot of people's energy, or I used to. I still do, but now I know how to manage it better. Before I didn't. So I would take on the whole world on top of my own world, and it would just be overwhelming, and like, Lord, I can't do this. I can't handle this. I don't know what to do, but today, I'll pray about it, give it to God, and just wait for his guidance for the most part, and every day it's a work in progress.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I say that all the time. I'm a work in progress. Be patient. I'm a work in progress. So that's good. So do you feel comfortable playing a couple of songs, or do you want people to just go to the Facebook page? Or okay. I
gotta turn this on. Hold on. Have mercy on me. My bad.
So this is now. Do you have a particular song that will debut the whole album? Because the album itself is called "Have Mercy on Me."
No, the album is called Sparrow's Nest.
Sparrow's Nest, right? Sparrow's Nest. But "Have Mercy on Me," is that your feature song? That's the song that holds the whole album together?
I Am Free.
Okay, which one
That's
is that?
I put...
Yeah, okay. That was my next. Okay.
That one's my anthem. Like, that was just a declaration from the growth and, just the spiritual level that I have finally arrived to, and not being in bondage to addiction, and not being in bondage to prostitution, and, the trauma and all those things that really affected me in a way that I wasn't able to evolve and forgive and be the best version of me when I finally accepted myself and started loving myself and really encouraging myself. Things just changed for me, and I felt that freedom. That doesn't mean that my life is easy and I don't have problems and that the trauma doesn't pop back up. I'm just able to move forward and be at peace with it when it does. Which in the past, it was like, what's wrong with me? Why is this happening? Why am I feeling this way? I have a better understanding today. So because of that understanding, I have freedom, and I can walk in it. I choose to walk in it. So I Am Free is like the anthem to my life and the album.
Another one of my favorites. I saw that one too. That also made me cry. I was like, oh gosh. Okay. So yeah, so I love that, and the vocals on that is beautiful. It's just stunning. So we're gonna play a couple of songs. You don't have to play the whole thing because the point is for them just to get a little bit of, and then go and purchase it so that you can build your building for the beautiful people that are in need. So which one are we going to begin with? Wherever you're comfortable at is cool.
Okay, I'm gonna start off with "I Am Free."
Okay.
And here we go. Oops. That's not going. I remember when life used to get me down. Stressed so heavy I could hardly hold a smile. And when the winds and the waves would crash over me, I was drowned. I was drowned. It seemed like all hope had faded away. The dark clouds engulfed me. I could no longer see. That's when I cried out to you, and then you rescued me. Now I am free. I am free. Free to fly, free to soar. I am free. Free to love, free to overcome the enemy. I am free, 'cause you calm the raging sea, revealing truth to me. Oh yes, just when I thought it was over, you called me by name, you helped me to change. So that one is "I Am Free."
Oh my
and
gosh,
I'm
I
available
love
on
that
all
song
music
so much.
platforms.
It is beautiful. It's beautiful. The vocals are beautiful. They're stunning. They're flawless. The octaves are just amazing, and they pull at you. And the video pulls at you, like the whole scenery, you and the beach and the waters behind you. It's stunning. It is stunning. Okay, so we're gonna go on to the next one.
So the next one is "Have Mercy on Me." I'll just play a little bit of it.
Okay.
Me, Lord, have mercy on my soul, as I learn to let it go, as I learn to let it go. Have mercy on me. Good God Almighty, have mercy on my soul, 'cause there's a lot of things I need to learn to let go. To you, Yahweh, I give complete control. But I gotta be honest, there's a struggle in my soul. So many times I try to take my life. Coming into this world, it's been nothing but strife. And so I carried a knife, always ready to fight. Fornication, prostitution, I was never a wife. But deep down inside, I desire to make things right. Forgive me for my sins, Lord. It seems that I would never win, Lord. All I'm saying, it's been this way since I was just a kid. Innocence ripped away at the age of 4. Foster parents yelling at me, calling me a whore, saying you're nothing, you'll never amount to anything. See, the devil came to still kill all my dreams. Have mercy on me, Lord. Have mercy on me, oh Yeah, so that one is Have Mercy on Me.
Oh my goodness, that song, that's a hallelujah, okay? That song is just, please have mercy on my soul, Jesus.
Yes.
I get it. I've said it many times. Please have mercy on me, because this is too much. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, did you want to move on, or what do you want to do? This is your floor for you.
I could play a little. I will play Real Love. It's a lighter song. It's more playful. It, shows my diversity in it. So.
Okay.
Where are we? Play. All right. What's going on? 1 second. I don't know why it's not playing.
Okay, so we got a message. Why you going to do that?
Yes,
Let me just take this message. Okay, this is Cybershot.
Sorry.
You are most definitely anointed, and Red Sable has an anointed voice as well. And check this out. There might not be many people in this live, but I want you to look back on this day when you make it. The power of your voice is spreading throughout the universe now. That was simply anointed. And continue to use your gift, because you are most definitely blessed.
Thank you, Cybershot.
Thank you.
Yes,
thank you,
he's
love.
right. He's right. Absolutely. He's right.
So you sing too, Miss Red.
No. You don't want to hear that. No. He is saying that my
he said your
vocality,
voice. I don't know if he was just speaking.
Because he likes my speaking voice. Yeah. He thinks my speaking voice is anointed, which I do too. Thank God. Thank you. God gave me this voice to use my platforms to tell my stories and to share that with the people. And so that's what I'm doing. And but this is not about me. This is about you. You, Miss Sparrow. I adore you. I think that he is right. I think that on the replays, people are going to go and they're going to get your music. And was it really strategic for you to price it the way you priced it? Because it's very affordable.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely
very affordable.
I kept that in mind because, I know that everybody can't do it. Everybody don't got it like that. And, I at least wanted to make it a reasonable price. I trust God in all things. So I just, I'm always for my people. I'm always thinking about my people first. And then, 7 is a special number. And 8 is as well. So 799 is in between.
Okay. So you said you wanted to...
I'll play one more song.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, wait. So you're just going to do one more? Oh, man.
Or I'll play however many more you want.
No, because I really want to hear the one that you did with your son, too. Just a little bit of it. I love that song.
That one is Brighter Days. Okay, so we'll do that one first.
Okay.
Lord, help us find a way, praying for better days. My people are dying before they get a chance to try and find out who they were meant to be. On these streets, they bleed, crying, they can't breathe. Oh, that's not the way it's supposed to be. Lord, praying for better days, praying for better days, praying for better days.
I feel hopeless. It's hard to live knowing we dying because of our race. Blaming all on the skins, maybe it's because we're different, but shit, I see no difference. We're human, we're all the same, but things won't be the same if we can't change the way we live and how we viewing things. I sit alone and pray to God that we have better days, yeah, and just for better days. And sometimes I feel like things will never change, yeah. Still I pray, replace love with hate, because it's hard these days. Just put the guns away, it ain't your life to take. I meditate on the fact that I can't change their ways, but if they really listen, then I hope they feel what I'm saying. Oh, and tell me what they do is wrong. Many lives that were lost, praying for better days. I can't help but to feel the pain. I can't help but to feel the pain. Oh,
Lord, help us find a way, praying for better days. My people are dying before they get a chance to try it. Find out who they were meant to be. On these streets they bleed, crying they can't breathe. Oh, that's not the way it's supposed to be. Lord, praying for better days, praying for better days, praying for better days, praying for a change. Help us, Lord.
Praying for better days. I know I found a way. Why can't things stay the same? Some things I cannot change. Wow, I should open up right now. Let the Lord shine on me, but don't strike me down. Why we live in fear? Yeah, it's crazy out here. Trying to steer myself on a different path, but I don't know if I have the energy to last. Pops told me keep your head up, steer forward, never let up. Yeah, that always stuck with me. Never did this for the luxury. Never needed it, but they come for me. Why the hell do you even mess with me? Listen, praying for better days, hoping it'll come some way. I know it'll come someday. We just have to pray.
Lord, help us find a way, praying for better days. My people are dying before they get a chance to try it. Find out who they were meant to be. On these streets they bleed, crying they can't breathe. Oh, that's not the way it's supposed to be. Lord, praying for better days, praying for better days, praying for better days, praying for a change. Help us, Lord.
Yeah, that one is one of my. I always get emotional when I hear it because it just brings me back to Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
Floyd, you know.
Yes.
When I watched
George
that
Floyd.
video, it just like broke.
Yeah.
It broke my heart. You know, it broke all of our hearts. And
Oh yeah.
This song was inspired by that, by all of those killings, and just like, wow, you know, our life is valuable. Why are we being treated like animals and still being treated like animals? 400 years still, you know. So I mean, there's so much to say, and we have to be creative in how we express ourselves, so that people that we reach people's hearts. They don't just hear us, but they feel us. You know. I really enjoyed making this track with my kids.
No, it's beautiful. I love it. I just it's very jazz influenced, and so that's what I love about it. And I love that he's also singing too. So it runs in a family. So I don't know. It's a vibe. It's a whole vibe. It's a whole mood. So I love it.
Amen. So moving on, I know you told me not to play the whole song, but I played that whole song because that's one of my favorite tracks. I was like, I gotta play the whole song because I gotta play Devin's part too. But this next track is real. It's called Real Love, and I love this track too. Like I wrote this in the studio and recorded it at the studio, and it just came out perfect.
Okay.
I'm tired of getting my heart broken and searching for the real one. I'm giving you my true confession. I want to be your only one. I'm searching for that real love, the one that I can give my heart to. Searching for that real love, the kind of love that's made for two. I'm searching for that real love that I can give my heart to. I'm searching for that real love, the kind of love that's made for two. The kind of love that's made for two. And your walls are high. I promise you, puppy, that I won't lie. You will see that my love is true. When you're down and out, baby, I'll come through. Hold you in my arms, keep you safe and warm. You won't have to question my loyalty. You're the one I want, you're the one I need. I'll give you all I have, give you every part of me. Searching for that real love, the one that I can give my heart to. Searching for that real love, the kind of love that's made for two. I'm searching for that real.
Yeah, so that one is Real Love.
I love it. It's so pretty. It's a really, really pretty song.
I had like a little pop vibe to it because I was born in the 1980s, so you know I like pop music from the 90s. You know that was popping off. You know, so it kind of had that feel to it. It gave me that inspiration from that era of time.
Okay, yeah, you can tell. You can tell it has that 1980s vibe to it. So I definitely heard, I don't know, maybe Lisa Cult Jam kind of vibe to it when she did her love song. So yeah.
Definitely. And then I'll play Valley of Love, which is the Latin one that it can cross over. Because I'm Puerto Rican, so I have to act that for my people.
Of course. Okay.
Here we go. All right.
Hey.
The first time I looked at you, I knew that it was you. You gazed into my eyes, boy, you had me hypnotized. I couldn't walk away, my heart is here to stay. Boy, you got me in a trance, baby, come with me and dance. Mi amor, te quiero, te amo, tú eres mi amor. In the valley of love, how sweet is your touch. See your passion so deep, your as we walk the streets of paradise together. I keep you in my heart, that's where you stay forever. Baby, you're the one we were meant to be. When the storms of life come, I handle it, you see. Let these Latin beats flow through your veins. Allow the melodies to captivate your brain. Now move your body from side to side. Come dance with me and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, so that one I had a lot of fun.
Yes, I love that song. The vibe is really infectious. So it is, I don't know. I just, like I said, I feel like it's Latin quarters, it's Friday night, the floor is crowded because everybody's on the floor dancing to this song. So yeah, I think it's really, really, really dope. I think it's dope. And again, you're rapping. I'm like, how is she rapping? Oh my gosh.
Look, I was laughing. I had to record it like twice because I don't know. I just hear myself raps. It's funny too because I'm not a rapper, but I be feeling it. You know, I can get hood, I can get in the feeling, but it always feels funny when I do.
Okay, we have another message. Okay, this is Cyber Shot.
Hey, hold up. Now, you know that was most definitely fire. Hey, now you know that's a total Florida vibe. Hey, I'll jump in the car right now, ride to Cocoa Beach, and turn around. Just put it on record.
Hey,
put it on rewind.
Buy the album.
Yo, that is a total vibe.
Thank you. Get the album. Then you can play the whole. I promise you'll play the whole album through. There won't be no skips.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much for sharing such beauty with us. Now, what was your inspiration? Like, does every song have a significant inspiration? Or were you just... Go ahead.
For Valley of Love, I actually wrote that song several years ago. So it's just been sitting. I wrote that when I was in love with this guy.
Okay.
And that's how he made me feel. Like, you know, the first time I seen him, like, you know, wow, every time I'm around you, it's like a whole valley of love around you, you know. So he inspired that. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's cool. So yeah, I think oh man, so many thoughts. There's just so many thoughts. But I do believe that the future is going to be amazing for you. I think that God is opening up some doors and he is going to turn things in a way that you are going to least expect for them to be turned. And so I pray for that for you. And I know it's going to come through for you. So whatever work that you put in, whatever you had to sacrifice, whatever you had to do to bring you to this point, I think that it's going to be worth it in the end.
Thank you. Amen. I received that.
Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome.
I got one more track if you want me to play it. It's the last one, number 7.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Let's play it after we get this message.
Okay, where can I get the album from? That's no problem. However, I want an autographed copy. That's right, I want an autographed copy. Straight up.
Okay, well, I'll tell you this. You go to my Instagram and you put in YKF forever _ Sparrow, SPARROW, and then you can message me and we can meet up somewhere, or you can come down to Jacksonville, Florida, see how it is over here, and I will give you an autograph flyer. I don't have physical CDs, which I do plan on getting because I'm old school. I used to sell CDs out of my trunk. Like when I first started doing my music, actually, let me go back. I used to sell my tapes. I used to record in my house. My uncle had a DJ set up, and we used to just record it, and then I would go and slang my tapes. you know, and then I started slinging my CDs, you know, so I would hustle my music on the side. But you can get my album on any platform. So if you Google my name, SHAVON Ramos, it should come up. I prefer you to purchase it off BandLab. But the name of the album is called Sparrowsnest, SHAVON.
Yeah.
And it's available on all major platforms. But if you can, go to BandLab and then type in Sparrowsnest, SHAVON, and it'll pop up. And you can purchase the whole album on there for $7.99.
Yeah, it's very affordable.
Yes. And also, if you go to YouTube and type in SHAVON Ramos, you'll be able to see the visual for the songs I Am Free and Have Mercy on Me.
And those are definitely worth watching. I know I've watched them several times. So yeah, definitely go on YouTube and check those out. They're not going to disappoint. They're not.
Bring some tissue.
Yes, please definitely bring a tissue because it's going to make you cry. It is. All right, my love, you said
I cried on set for both of them. For both
Aww.
of them, yeah. It was just really emotional, especially for when I Am Free was the first video I shot. And I just had like an awe moment with God. It was early in the morning that we shot that. So it was beautiful, perfect outside. And I just felt like God was saying, hey, baby girl, you're here. You made it. You know, we're here. And it just felt really good. I was really proud of that moment, you know.
Yeah.
So this last song is called Raindrops. And here we go.
Yep. God Almighty, have mercy on my soul. Because there's a lot of things Have you ever stopped to think about the love that I have shown to you? And the many nights I kept you from the storm. In my arms, I kept you warm. 'Cause it's like raindrops falling from the sky. Abundant love can't be denied, no. 'Cause it's like raindrops falling from the sky. Abundant love can't be denied. Have you ever stopped to think about the love that I have shown to you? And the many nights I kept you from the storm. In my arms, I kept you warm. 'Cause it's like raindrops falling from the sky. Abundant love can't be denied, no. 'Cause it's like raindrops falling from the sky. Abundant love can't be denied. Now have you ever stopped to think or wondered why everything around you seems to die? Do you stay up and question your reason for existence? Take a seat and listen. Hear the devil hissing. The streets you've been gripping while demons got you tripping. Days are quickly slipping. On the mic I've been ripping. Let me flip this. Let me flip this. To a mental state where the facts are caged. And many are afraid 'cause the scenery is staged. State of denial where your garbage is piled. And your phone no longer dials 'cause you're stuck in your trials. Jesus Christ set it all free on the day that he died for you and me. You see, we've been set free. Open your hearts, it's for you to receive. Have you ever stopped to think about the love that I have shown to you? And the many nights I kept you from the storm. In my arms, I kept you
is raindrops.
I love it. Oh my gosh, it's so moody, and the thunder in the background is like, whoa. I love that song too. I don't know. I have a lot of favorites, but I love it. It's beautiful, and I love the way it felt like it was going to be one way, and then it turned into something else, which was what it was supposed to be. It was the love story to God, and I loved it. I thought it was amazingly done. I thought it was amazingly done.
Thank you. When I sang this song, it was like a mirror of God singing to me, reminding me, He's always had me in His arm, His strong arm, always protected me. Like His love is so abundant for me and for us that, nothing can separate us from, even in the rain, whatever we're going through, we're not alone, and He's there with us. We got to think about that sometimes.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's see who's calling. Oh. Cyber.
Oh my goodness. Your doubles are amazing. To me, this is just my opinion. You sound like Stephanie Mills and Eve. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Aw.
Thank you.
It's just beautiful. So I love it. I know every song has its own particular type of style. They don't sound the same. That's why I said there's no way to put you in a category. There's no way to say, oh, she's only this or she's only that, because it's a melting pot of goodness there. And all of it works. It all works.
I've had a variety of influential music. I've had classical music influence. I've had jazz. I've had Latin, salsa, merengue. Mexican music. Just hip hop, gospel. So all those music influenced me in a way, because I used to do freestyle with people and country music, even country music. I like to vibe with people. So whatever level they're on, I can jump on and bring a little bit of my flavor too, and leave with a little bit of their flavor in my soul too, so you can hear it in my music.
I love it. You could tell that you did a lot of work in gathering up everything that you wanted to say, because every single song has such care in it. Sometimes you could tell when certain artists, they put their songs together and they kind of merge together and they kind of sound the same, or they sound like they didn't really put any thought and just kind of threw it out there because they wanted to hurry up to get the album done. But it doesn't feel like that with your album. It feels like every single song had a reason, and it had its own particular mission, and it had its own particular purpose. And that's what I love, and that's what stands you apart from others, because you're in a class by yourself. You're just a melting pot of different things. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I did. Thank you. I think it's stunning. And so, yeah, the songs are available on Bandcamp. They're also available on other platforms. And I noticed on Bandcamp, you could buy them singles. You could buy the whole album, or you could buy singles as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that was super dope. Yeah, very affordable. That's why I kept saying, this is so affordable. Oh my gosh, all this work. But that's okay, because He's the one who's going to give it back to you, not the people. God is going to give it back to you. Yeah, so, oh my gosh. This has been beautiful. This is a good vibe. It's been calming and enriching. And I don't know, I'm a lover of music, so it feels like it's been cleansing and healing. So yeah, thank you so much for returning. Okay, so did you want to share some more of what other things you have going on so that people can follow you?
Right now, I'm in the stage of, if anyone wants to book me for a performance, you can contact me on my email, which is shvnrms@yahoo.com, or you can go to my Instagram, which is YKFforever_Sparrow. Or you could just type in my name, SHAVON Ramos, in the Google, and most of my everything should pop up there. I'm on Spotify, I'm on YouTube, I'm on iTunes, I'm on Amazon, I'm on a lot of SoundCloud, just everything. So you'll find me, and then hit me up, IG me or message me or email me, however you'd like to get in contact with me, and we can make this happen, because it's that time to start interacting with people, if I can, because I know we're still under the COVID situation. But we could do, iPod, an interview on iPod, or however we could set it up, however you want to do the collaboration. We shall make it happen.
Very good, very good. So thank you everyone who showed up, everyone who flew by throwing hearts and claps and fireballs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For those of you who were able to stay and listen, thank you. You have been enjoying Visionary Views with our special guest, SHAVON, aka Sparrow, and she shared some beautiful music. So go out and purchase the album, because the proceeds go to building a building for those who have suffered from domestic violence and sex trafficking. It's giving them a home of safety, a safe haven for them to be able to go to. So when you get a chance, buy the album so we can start helping our young sister here do what she needs to do to continue to keep giving to the world, okay? Thank you to everyone again. Thank you, Cybershots. I appreciate you. Thank you. And did you want to tell anybody else anything? Oh, anybody else anything? Did you want to say anything else to the people?
I just want to pray, everybody have a safe Friday. Peace and blessings to you. Stay in tune. I also do art. I do painting. So if you go to one of my media sites, you can friend request me, follow me. I'm on Twitter as well. Just look me up, follow me. Let me know that you heard me on the Visionary Views, inspirational. And I can paint you a painting. That's what I make my living off of. So it'll be great. If you want to purchase something, come purchase. And thank you. Thank you, Red. I appreciate you, love. You are a queen, shining bright. Thank you for allowing me to be on your platform.
Of course, of course, of course. Definitely go by her live IG page, because she actually paints live. She gets her inspiration, and then she goes on and she does a live set with the painting. So it's definitely something to see and support her. She is multi-talented, multifaceted. I keep saying that she's anointed and gifted. She's a singer, she's a producer, she's a writer, but she's so many other things that it doesn't always collect together in one interview. So stay tuned, follow her, support her, okay? And I appreciate you all for joining me. I am Red Sable, and I want you all to have a beautiful, blissfully blessed and beautiful, beautiful day. Take care of you and take care of yours, okay? Thank you, Sparrow. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Queen. Have a blessed night.
You too. Take care. We'll talk soon.
Take care. Love. Bye.
Okay, my beloveds, wasn't that amazing? All the songs had its own vibe. It had texture. It had story. It had movement. And I enjoyed it. So I hope that you enjoyed it as well. We are going to be moving into the last portion of this show. So I hope you're still hanging in with me and enjoying it, taking a drive, having dinner, whatever it is that you're doing. I hope that it's a relaxing day for you, okay? We're moving on to a short playlist, and it's going to be a mix of things. You know how I am. I play my mood, and my mood happens to be just a mix of gospel and R&B and soul music and stuff like that. So we're going to be doing a little bit of that, and then that will end the show for the day, okay? So thank you. Here we go.
They say you're not good enough. They tell me your past is who you are, but I don't believe that's who I'm meant to be. 'Cause you have created me to do good things, so I will not listen to what people say when they try to put the labels on my name. If it does not match with who you say I am, I'll keep singing your praise and I'll just drown them out. Take your labels off of me. I am a child of the true King. See, your false words don't affect me, 'cause when he sees me, to remind me. See, I deserve the worst fate, but he's given me amazing grace. You see me through worldly eyes, but he sees Jesus' sacrifice. The blood poured out from his veins, it's the same blood that changed my name. So take your labels off of me. I am a child of the true King. See, your false words don't affect me, 'cause when he sees me, he sees a
still I trust the Lord will. Like when new phones go out, I got the cord still. And if the key player's sick, I got the board still. Sing a song on the chord, I know the Lord will. Yeah, I get it done 'cause it's the Lord's will. Told me he would come, I trust the Lord still. And the earth is spinning, it's the Lord's will. Quick to say you won't, I know the Lord will.
Be careful when you sing this. Be careful when you play this. You might catch the ghost. Jesus on the cross already bought something. Flirting with the spirit, but you run to call something. You don't even look way you even talk different, and your swag ain't the same. Way you even walk different. Knew the Lord was chasing you, knew He was gonna find you. Now the Holy Ghost done infected you like the swine flu, and you can see all the wonderful things you were blind to. And you said you would never get caught up, may I remind you. Holy Spirit running through your life with the fine tooth, and you got them angels that's encamped all around you. The Spirit give you warnings when devils they wanna down you. When you rebuke the devil, tell that brother get behind you. Remember you got God with you, He squad with you. You just let the Holy Spirit do His part with you. And you won't fulfill the lust of the flesh, living by the Spirit, so you got the Spirit's best. Cause you gotta go. Be careful when you sing this. Be careful when you play this. You might catch the ghost. You might catch the ghost. Yeah. Be careful when you sing this. Be careful when you play this. You might catch the ghost. You might catch the ghost. Remember you were laughing at them church boys. You were like, I don't wanna hear that church noise. And now you won't fight for the Lord. I figure Denzel training day, mine. Jesus made you super glad. Now you got 2 Bibles in your Gucci bag. You done changed, I can see it. You say I can see now. You don't put the word up, you don't put the weed down. Now you at the church house trying to be proper, dude. And you got the fella screaming Jesus in the locker room. Baby girl trying you, but you ain't playing it. And she kinda frustrated cause you say you're saving it. Now she spreading rumors and she on the attack. Got me to the homies, but the homies had your back. They may not understand it, but they staying close. Cause they know that your life is so much better. Cause you gotta go. Be careful when you sing this. Be careful when you play this. You might catch the ghost. Catch the ghost, catch the ghost. Careful when you play this. You might catch the ghost. Remember when you jumped out of the ride, wasn't feeling it, then they got arrested. Holy Ghost, baby girl wanted you so bad, but you didn't hit it. Now she says she pregnant. Holy Ghost, you done fell asleep behind the wheel. You wake up at the crib, don't know how you got there. Holy Ghost, should've been there, but now you live. And you're thanking God, cause you used to be out there. Holy Ghost. Summer, fall, winter, spring. Holy Spirit, do your thing. Lead me, guide me on my way, so I won't go astray. I need you, and all I do. I don't wanna live without you. You bring me peace. Let your spirit increase till there's no more me. Be careful when you sing this. Be careful when you play this. You might catch the ghost. You might catch the ghost, yeah. Be careful when you sing this. Be careful when you play this. You might catch the ghost. Yeah, you might catch the ghost. You might catch the ghost. Be careful when you sing this. Be careful when you play this. You might catch the ghost. Be careful when you sing this. Be careful when you play this. You might catch the ghost. Be careful when you sing this. Be careful when you play this. You might catch the ghost. Yeah. You might catch the ghost. Yeah. Summer, fall, winter, spring. Big up to my daughter. Blessing sons and daughters. We are looking for the answers. We in search of living water. Too blind to see the Messiah. Are you weary? Are you tired? Running on empty, feeling the fire. The devil is a liar. The story's already written. Children, you are forgiven. Yeah, ain't nothing you could do for you to change that. And everything you did, he erased that. Yeah, he took it on, threw it in the wasteland. Freedom, don't it feel good? 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 Big up to our Father. If you call
resurrected, the devil tried test it, him lost. Him lose again, head bruise again. Sweat, blood, tears from the cost. Did you know he paid the cost for it? Work over northwest, south and east. Easter, Sunday, bun and cheese. Good Friday, fish and barney. One table and one family. All of the times I'm cry from the roadside. God said I worry about him, I love abundant till still mine. Freedom, don't it feel good? Freedom, don't it feel good? Freedom, don't it feel good? Freedom, don't it feel good?
Just let heaven be real. 'Cause there are wounds deep inside earth cannot heal. So many things we take to disguise how we feel. It's cool, but it just won't do when you know something greater is waiting on you. Just let heaven be home. When everything around you reminds you you don't belong. Science and reason telling me that I am wrong. Don't believe it, what you can't see. I see the unseen, I know there's something greater for me. My life, my life, my life, my life is still till the day the clouds roll away. Your life, your life, your life, your life was hopeless and lost, but love made the cost of its creation's wrong. You crucified your own until the day when we're finally healed. Just let heaven be real. Just let heaven be real. Just let heaven be true. If this all that's left, please tell me, what do we do? The hurting, the hopeless, they're all depending on you. Rescue me from this pain I see. We're crying freedom, nobody wants to be free. My life, my life, my life, my life is still till the day the clouds roll away. Your life, your life, your life, your life was hopeless and lost, but love made the cost of its creation's wrong. You crucified your own until the day when we're finally healed. Just let heaven be real. Just let heaven be real. Just let heaven be mine. We can't stay here forever, no matter how hard we try. And when it's my time, let my babies know that I'll be fine. In the end, we will laugh again. No more goodbyes, and the sun always will shine. My life, my life, my life, my life is still till the day the clouds roll away. Your life, your life, your life, your life was hopeless and lost, but love made the cost of its creation's wrong. You crucified your own until the day when we're finally healed. Just let heaven be real. Just let heaven be real.
Okay, my beloveds, wasn't that beautiful? I love that song. It's just, I don't know, it's a vibe. It puts me in a whole different type of space. So I like to do some upbeat music before I put on the slower, more tear-jerking music. And I'm a connoisseur of music. I love all music, right? But my soul, my spirit speaks to me when it comes to soul music and gospel, contemporary music. It just speaks to me. Okay, so we have 2 songs left, and then we will be ending things for the day, all right? One gospel, and the other one is a R&B gospel inspired song. So thank you. I appreciate you.
I apologize. Hear me after I apologize. I'ma put my weight aside. I don't really wanna fight with you. I know I was wrong and I won't be hard on myself. Won't act like I can't get over. Won't lose sight of myself. So I know I'ma make it home. After I apologize. Anything, no, I ain't anxious, but I'm here for it. Can't be anything, no, I ain't able. It's just me, Lord. Put it in the bank, cause I ain't keeping it on me, no. But I'll do anything to get that blessing up on me, Lord. Put it in my hands, I'll give it back to you, you'll see, Lord. And put it in a man, I'm here before you, like choose me, Lord. Enemy, they throwing hands, I turn the cheek, they bruising me, Lord. Long as when you come down and worship, seek, you look for me, Lord. When you look, man, I really hate when I act that way, man. I want things perfect when you already are. Already far, I'm waiting for lift, Lord, when you come in the car. Not at the bar, you make the sun and the moon just a #1 star. I know who you are, and I'ma talk about you like you're here cause you are. You never far, take my dignity, yeah, it's black in this chart. And you work, I apologize.
You can put the weight aside. I don't really wanna fight with you. Everyone does wrong sometimes.
Don't be hard on myself.
Don't act like you can't get on.
Won't lose sight of myself. Ooh, I know I'ma make it home. After I apologize. Wanna say something to you.
There's no way.
Running, I feel like coming to you. Do your thing. I need you to see your rain. Wanna say something to you. I love you.
Mali music is the truth. Those falsettos, they are, love them. Anyway, moving on to the last song for the night, okay? Jill Scott, let's go.
This is the last take for the night. Understand that's kinda late, and I gotta get home to my son, cause he's so special to me. I mean, I gotta see him, I need to breathe him. That's my baby, don't call me crazy. I love the studio, but I love him more. Let me give you what I got, so I woke up in the morning feeling fresh to death. I'm so blessed, yes, yes. I went to sleep stressed, woke up refreshed. I'm so blessed, yeah, yes. Water in my face and everything is in its place. Peace of mind, even my grace. I'm so blessed, yes, yes, yes. My grandma almost lived to see 92. I'm so blessed, yes, 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 yes. My son was born healthy and beautiful. I'm so blessed, yeah, yes. My mama's on my right side, daddy on my left. My son, father doing this absolute. I'm so blessed, 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 blessed.
yes, yeah, yeah, yes. And I know what I know. And I know what I know. Yeah, struggle gon' happen. It's just the way it be. Ain't nothing coming easily in this life. Sometimes you gotta work and you gotta grow and it gotta hurt. I'm sure you know. Take a look around. Woke up this morning listening to this song. You're so blessed. Yes, yes. Gonna rock this joint all night long. You're so blessed. Yes. To be up in here with our hands up in the air, waving like we just don't care. We're so blessed, yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Woke up in the morning feeling fresh to death. Went to sleep stressed, woke up refreshed. Mama's on my right side, daddy on my left. I'm so blessed, yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love Jill Scott. I love, you know what I love? I love people who love doing what they were gifted to do, because it comes across in their craft. And it's a blessing to be able to receive that, because they could have been stuck on fear and decided nobody was going to like it. They didn't want to do it because they thought people were going to criticize them or point fingers at them. Could you imagine not having any music? I couldn't imagine it. I couldn't. So that's why I love music, because it's a healer, and everyone behind songs that they have created that has touched your spirit and wrapped your soul in a way that felt like a hug, they're gifted. And it's a gift to you to tell you that you too can step out of your own way and do what you were gifted to do. Do what you were called to do. Live in your purpose, your calling, beloved. It's time, right? If you have not done it already and you keep on questioning yourself, stop. It's time. Use the gift that you have. And if what you used to do, you can't do it anymore, then pivot. Pivot, my love. Pivot. I've been pivoting for many, many years. I will probably pivot again, but that's okay, because I'm not pivoting alone. I am so faith-driven and so grounded in that I know no matter where I have to pivot to, wherever the detours may go, I am not walking them alone, because God is with me. He is guiding me through, and He is guiding you too. Okay? So thank you for joining me today. Your time, your attention, your energy, lending me your ears for yet another day. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for every single one of you. I can't see your faces, but I'm grateful. I know you're listening, because it shows up in the downloads. It shows up on all the little reports that I get about who's listening, from where they're listening from. So I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. Okay? Have a blissfully blessed and beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Know that you are loved and needed and wanted, that you are appreciated. Even if you're just the only one loving and appreciating yourself, it's okay. Because who wants you to be more? That's God. And who loves you more than you love you? God. He loved you first. He loved us all first, beloved. Okay? So, thank you again. And we will be ending for the day. So, I just wanted to give you a little bit of a short and sweet moment of encouragement. All right? That is it, my loves. And I will talk to you all very, very soon, okay? Take care of you and take care of yours. And don't forget, you're fearfully and wonderfully and divinely and undefinably made, whole, complete, and lacking absolutely nothing, an incomprehensible, spectacular masterpiece, a splendid limited edition. You are a sublime, one of a kind. You are a stupendous limited edition. Okay? There's no one like you because it's not supposed to be. All right? Even your twin, if you have a twin or triplets, you all are different from one another. Just know that. Embrace those differences and love one another. Be slow to speak, quick to listen, slow to anger. A hand to hold, shoulders to lean on, and arms to hug someone today that you can hug, okay? Because, you got to be a little careful these days. But it's okay. You can hug somebody from a distance with just looking them in the face and smiling at them and saying something kind to them. That's a hug from a distance, okay? Thank you. We'll talk soon. Take care of you. Welcome back, beloved. I am Red Sable, and you've been listening to Fuel Your Soul. Thank you for your time and energy.
Make una leave me, baby, I plead. Sever this love that is making me hazy.